they're always bickering. And I'm like, there's like bickering like a married couple. And I'm like, you know what, I guess just get together and be done with it or whatever, sort this out, So I was actually really pro them. But obviously towards the end, I realized they're not really that great of a match. And, I think I think Kevin will find somebody who'll be great for him, who's a great fit for him. And same thing with Kim.
Well, Kim did make him take a lie detector test. Now,
oh,
if you were dating someone, if how would you feel about this, Kelly?
No, then there's no trust at the beginning. I actually had this conversation with her. I think it was cut out, but I was like, why are you making him do this? I was like, if you do this, you gotta and he does it for you. I was like, then you really have to give him proper chance. Don't just like lead him on or, so I did have this conversation with her. But if somebody that I'm trying to date, like wants me to take a lie detector test, goodbye. Next.
Kind of, right?
It's too much. Then there's no trust even at the beginning. And then where are you going to go from there? There's really no place to go after this,
Absolutely. Well, the season came and went and we didn't really see you date anyone. So, what is going on with are you single these days, Kelly?
I am taking my time and hopefully for future seasons, you guys will be able to see a little bit that. But, for me, one of the things is that I never took the proper time to heal. Sometimes I jump into something else or jump into dating right away. And I realized that, I don't want to carry baggage to my next relationship. And for me, I'm not looking to date around. I'm looking to settle down. I want a family. I want to grow a life with somebody and, find my soulmate. So I'm just taking the time for me.
Do you have like any idea? I mean, people have ideas in their heads. Like, do you have any idea like how many children you would want? Like you mentioned, you want to start a family. Like, is there a number you have in mind?
2. I don't think I can handle more than 2.
Two's
one in each arm. That's it. Yeah, no, people some people they want 5 kids. I was like, no, we're not building a basketball team here, and also, I don't want to overwork myself down there.
2, I don't blame you. And 2 is a lot. Listen, it's not, I would like none. So I'm going to check the 0 box. So 2 is like, I applaud you for 2.
Yeah. And if you ever get a baby fever, just take one of mine and play around for an hour and return back to me.
That's like, well, you mean you have Kane, you could go to, someone can go to Uncle Kane. Like, who have you grown closer to anyone in this particular group from this process? Like you might've been close to them at the beginning, but you grew closer.
I think for sure Kane, I would have to say, Kane and I have known each other for probably 9 years by now. We've always had a good relationship and obviously we were really, really close. But then when I started dating Drew and then like in the middle of our relationship, Kane and I kind of we were always there for each other. If we call each other, we always pick up. We're always there for each other. But we did grow apart a little bit and not spend as much time together. But now that, doing this project together, as well as, now that I'm able to kind of find myself again and be more me, Kane and I definitely grew closer.
And is there someone you grew apart from? I mean, that you might have been closer with before this started?
I think, I definitely, I don't know if I got closer or grew apart from, but I definitely got to know a couple of people a little bit more, and that I didn't know that side before. So, and we just now, so it didn't really grow apart. Just more like, okay, I'm happy that, we weren't really that great friends in the first place. So.
And who was that?
I think, Christine and I have never been really close. We've known each other for the longest. We've known each other for over 10 years because we both sat on the same board for a nonprofit. But I see her more, and I think like there's no bad feelings at all. There's nothing bad about her. I have nothing against her, but we didn't really grow closer.
What about,
and I don't know if we're ever gonna get closer. So who knows? Maybe.
What about, there is this, I don't know where I read this, or it was some interview, I think I watched it, where like Christine says, I don't really hang out with anyone in this group when we're not filming.
I don't hang out with her, so I have no idea. Hey, who knows? Maybe she's having afternoon tea at Anna's house every Sunday, but we don't know, but I don't see her at all.
What about this whole, that scene, which was caused by, Christine says, if someone told her that Anna said that she wanted to end her and she was coming for her, and Where do you fall? I mean, it seemed like you and Kane were kind of like, we do not believe that Anna truly said this.
I think for me, though, personally, I can't speak for Kane. Well, actually, I think you saw what Kane believes, but for me personally, I just it's pointless for me. You know, like I'm busy doing other things, so I don't really have the time and energy to go find out what's real, what's not, and you know, so for me, I think it's a little pointless.
And when
And
Chris,
I don't believe that Anna's actually gonna go and like end her or whatever the word that was used. I don't think that's true, but it might. But however, I'm not doubting Christine. Maybe somebody did say something and it was taken in the wrong context. That could work. That could also be a possibility, right? So, but for me, I kind of stayed out of it.
you just rise above all the drama.
You know, I am trying at least. We'll see. We'll see how future seasons go.
You did well this season. You did pretty well. I mean, right? Like Christine says, someone in the group told her this. So I mean, perhaps we'll find out who that was if it was anyone. What about, Kane, you grew closer to him, but now he's kind of telling Kim that, Kevin slept with someone else, whether that was months ago or after the date. Anna Shay is saying Kane is a gossiper. Maybe he's the one that caused this whole rift. Like, is Kane truly a gossip? Does he get a bad reputation? I mean,
I think Kane is all coming from a good intention. I understand where where he came from with Kim, the whole Kim and Kevin thing. Like I understand where came from, and I understood where Kane was coming from. So that's also why I told King, I was like, hey, maybe should you even be in this, right? And I think I said, I mean, did you break the bro code? You know, so I'm not. It's hard for me to stay on one side or the other because I get where they're both coming from. As far as like Kane being gossiper, I think, or gossip a lot. I think, with a small group of circle of friends, it's hard to avoid the quote unquote gossip. It's just sharing information. So I think that happens with any small group of friends. But I think his intentions is never bad.
that's good. What about, I know you're taking time for yourself and you're not dating now and you're trying, which is great. I think, you don't want to bring her baggage to the next relationship, but just physically, if I were to say to you, you live in LA, like who is like, I just asked a housewife this the other day. She didn't even let me finish the sentence. Bradley Cooper was her answer. Like, who is just your physical type if you were to think of people in Hollywood?
I don't know if I have a celebrity for you, like it's something I can point out to you because, I do think that I want to be, and I do think I'm going to end up with somebody that's in my culture, to be honest, because I think like just a lot of things culturally growing up and also how you're going to teach your kids and raise your kids, I think it's a lot easier when it's the same culture. And unfortunately, we don't have too many, I think, Asian American male representation kind of out there. But I think somebody who is, just tall, take care of himself. If we're going to talk about physical, right? Like I would say like 6 feet. I feel like we're like